Hi, I'm Norm from Community Employment Choices, and we want to stay connected with you as we continue to serve the community throughout Middlesex County during this COVID-19 situation. And as we've mentioned in other videos, we really want to continue to connect with you and continue to, support our clients and our employers. We're just doing it differently right now, and so it's a lot of email and it's a lot of being on the phone with folks, and that's perfect. It's been really good. But one of the ways that we've stayed connected as staff is through virtual meetings just like this. And so what I wanted to do was bring everyone into a short conversation with Michelle today, because Michelle is super connected to a number of employers and has a good sense for what's happening as far as job opportunities go. And she's been such an important part of our team's ability to serve both job seekers and employers. So for those of you that haven't met Michelle, this is Michelle Sands. Hi, Michelle. How are you?
Hi, Norm. Hi, everybody. I'm great. Thanks.
Good. I'm so glad we've had this chance to do this. So I've got some questions for you, and we'll work through some of this. And I think it'll be really helpful for folks to hear some of this from you. But before we dig in too deep, how are you doing working from home? Is that working out okay for you?
Yeah, it's actually working quite great. I've got my office all set up, and so it just gives me the space to be able to focus on what I need to do. And I've always liked working from home, so this has not been that much of an adjustment. I do miss everybody. So, that's a little bit of a challenge there, but I talk to so many people during the day. Other than just seeing them face to face, that's really, one of the things that I'm adjusting to. So
right, for sure. So for those of you that don't know, your role with us is as considered a job developer and I think
business
business
advisor.
development, right? Business
Yeah.
advisor. So can you describe what that means or what it looks like, even before coronavirus and all that side of things? What did a typical day look like? What would your role have had you doing?
Yeah. So the job developer part of the position is really about working with employers and creating opportunities or job opportunities for people who, either from our client base that would be looking for a specific job. Maybe they haven't tried a specific job with a company, and the employer is open to carving out or creating a job that would allow them to actually be trained in something different as a trial or to find out. That's a little bit of job development. It really also is providing an employer an opportunity to access our client base. Because we have a great deal of, we're working with a lot of people every day. All of you guys, employment advisors, work with all kinds of clients on different roles and different jobs that they want to do. Because we have such an extensive client base, it's easy for me to go back to employers when they're looking for people and they don't want to post the job, they want to just really go through our agency. Then I can say, yes, we've got Joe or Bob or whoever that, Susie, who might need a job. And then I'm able to advocate on their behalf. So that's part of the job development part of it. On the business side, it really is several things. There are several grants that employers can access. Several that they can access if they are hiring somebody through our candidate pool. It will help them offset costs associated with recruitment, onboarding, and training. Because for an employer, that's one of their biggest expenses, is all of the things that they have to do in order to hire, set somebody up, train them. So the government has provided funding to be able to help them offset those costs. There's also another grant called the Ontario Job Grant that if they are wanting to train some of their employees into a different level where they can increase their wage when they're done, or they've promoted them into another position. There's up to $10,000 per person for that grant. So I help the employers access those training dollars. I also help them with recruitment, meaning Some companies will want my name on the job posting so that I can do a lot of the pre-screening. So it's a little bit more of a focused approach for them. Especially right now, everybody's so busy with all the things that are happening, that it provides them with the value of having a more streamlined approach, that they don't have to go through all the different applicants that come through when people are applying for jobs. So, we've already been doing that on a regular basis, and I think it really, the whole idea for me and my job is to just be able to provide as much value as I can. So really mostly exploring their needs and how I can help them.
Okay, thank you. So it's such an important role for the employers, and also, speaking as an employment advisor, so vital to helping me do my job in connecting job seekers to roles. And so that's awesome. Michelle, has your role changed much over the last 4 weeks as we've been working in a different kind of a way, or has it really remained pretty much the same? You're just not meeting with people in person?
Oh, great question. I thought about that, when we were talking about it the other day, and in some ways, okay, so how it's really changed is, like you said, I would have met people in person. So my ideal situation is to be able to have, where we can provide job fairs for employers, where people come in person. We've got that personal touch where, our employment advisors can meet with potential clients while the employer can look for people that are qualified or great applicants for positions that they're hiring for. And so that's not happening, obviously, right now. And so what I was doing was really streamlining that process before by meeting people in person in the agency, so that I could, again, I like meeting people face to face. So in the last 4 weeks, what has increased for me is the amount of calls that I will be taking every day. So my focus is 7 or 8. So if, for example, I'm supporting Fruitwood Farms right now and finding their some fruit pruners for the trees, and so I'm looking through resumes, making phone calls, booking phone calls, all pre-screened interviews, which normally I would do in person. I'm doing it by phone. And because of this sense of urgency for farmers and agricultural and those types of essential services, it's a faster process in terms of how my conversations go and what we do, and then how I can get those people to the employers.
Okay, so huge support for the employers on that side of it, for sure. I want to switch gears a little bit because I want to focus on the job seekers right now. There may be people out there that are feeling quite concerned about the idea of actually finding work. They feel like they need to get working. They don't have a lot of income for whatever reason. Maybe they don't qualify for some of the benefits that are available. What would you say to job seekers right now in terms of the job market? What are you hearing or understanding as you connect with employers?
So yeah, for the job seeker, really, I want to say there's hope, and I know it is such a challenging time right now, and for people to be even saying or feeling that or experiencing that, I think the idea of understanding that there are employers that are providing essential services like farming, retail, in terms of, what I mean for that is, food services still keeping, the drive-throughs open. They need people. And so for us to be able to still provide food for people in that way, for job seekers, there are opportunities. And it's just a matter of feeling comfortable with going to these places of work. The majority of these places that are up and running are practicing the best they can in terms of their health and safety, keeping in mind the employee on how to keep them safe. So in terms of somebody who's looking for a job that might have that concern, definitely I think we can support them through that, as far as, I check with the employers to see what kinds of safety practices they have in place, what have they changed since the virus. And I do think you know, for job seekers, one of the things I would highly recommend is, if you haven't already, access the employment advisors like Norm and the team of employment advisors that we do have, because for right now, that's where you're going to have your opportunity to be able to have a strategic focus for your job search, because we don't know really what it's going to look like. And there will be things that, you know, I truly believe will come out of this that maybe we didn't know would. And so at this time, you've got somebody to talk to about, you know, your resume, your cover letter, how to tweak it to and tailor it to a position that maybe you didn't think you would do before, but would like to now. Because those will be great opportunities for job seekers now, but also, you know, as things shift into whatever our normal is going to be, you know, post the virus.
Right. So basically, I'm hearing there are jobs out there. Keep going, keep looking, keep searching, but let us help be a part of that process. And things are changing super quickly. So the more you're connected with us, I think the better we can, you know, guide you and support things.
I could
Michelle,
just add to that. Sorry,
yeah.
Norm, just one to add to that, because you make a great point that one of the things that I have found when I am speaking with people is very thankful that there's a service provider like us that's continuing to support them. But they are also very hopeful and glad that they've got you know, a platform to be able to still feel like they can job search. Does
Right.
that make sense?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. Yeah. Michelle, just as we get ready to kind of wrap up a little bit here, is there anything else that you would want to say to employers before we go? You've talked a fair bit about the support you can provide, but anything else you'd want to say to an employer watching?
Yeah, I would say give us a call. Really, we're here to help you. I've been helping quite a few employers already. We're practicing, well, not practicing, but what we're doing is we're matching laid off workers, and hopefully being able to find them in those jobs, those essential jobs. And so give us a call. We're here to help, and we'll see what we can do with you and for you.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Michelle. I know you've had such a full schedule in terms of conversations, both with job seekers and employers, and lots of emails and connecting with us. And so it's been a real busy time. But I hope this has been really helpful. I want to just quickly, before we go, share just a little bit of information here for folks to see. And so if you're a job seeker, whether you've been laid off because of COVID-19 and you're looking for immediate work opportunities, or if you're exploring your options, you know, a little bit longer term, and you kind of want to get a head start on some of that process, you know, when the economy opens up again and stores and businesses and, you know, all that open up again, I would encourage you to be in touch with us. Call us or email us. You can hopefully see the number there, 519-245-4500. And then the reception at communityemploymentchoices.ca. Get in touch with us, get connected with one of the advisors, and we will begin to work with you to set some goals and figure out what barriers might be there, and provide as much support as we can. And then if you're an employer and you're looking for some, you know, HR support, some support around recruiting, or maybe there's one of these government funding programs that Michelle has mentioned, we encourage you to call us as well. We'll get you connected with Michelle so that she can chat with you and work through your situation and help figure some of this out with you. So both job seekers and employers, we just encourage you to take care, be safe and considerate of those around you, and be in touch with us. Let us help, let us support you, and we will do everything we can as we move forward here. So be in touch and let your family and friends know that we're here. Share the video or just tell them you need to call Community Employment Choices. They'll do everything they can to help. So thanks again, Michelle, and we'll see you next time.
Thanks, everybody. Stay safe.